Hey YouTube, Gluefist here again, coming to you again. I'm indoors and with another tobacco review. A little bit late this week. I'd normally have this done yesterday or even the day before. Literally just sat down after a pretty hard yakka day around the yard, cleaning up with building a new fence around this behind me here actually. That's going to take a couple of weeks, so meanwhile I'm sort of still doing half through doing my deck, where the neighbours approached me and we're sort of getting stuck into doing this fence, which is good, it needs to be done, badly needs to be done. The other one's rotted away completely. Anyway, another story altogether, so I've finally got to sit down here for some review, and today reviewing McClellands Blackwoods Flake pipe tobacco. On the tin here reads, "The natural sweetness of mellow, red Virginias mingles inextricably with the richness and inherent spicy aroma of black stowed Virginias in this doubly aged red and black all Virginia cake mixture." As it said, that's doubly aged, so this is a somewhat aged Virginia. So with that in mind, I've always thought you can't go too bad with an aged Virginia. And for some of you that you're a bit impatient and want to skip or speed up that cellaring time, this actually could be quite a good way to go. So, you know, smoke a bowl or two and then stick it in a mason jar or whatever for another year, at least a year, for an even better smoke. Anyway, so that's what I'm doing today. So it's from McClelland, obviously. It's a straight Virginia. The cut is flake. It's obviously just consists of only Virginia. The tin, this one here I think, I don't know if I wrote on it when I got it. This one's actually only about 6 months old I think. I mean, it's quite pleasant. A sort of fermented fruit thing going on. And this also, even though I said it's fruits of, I wouldn't say plum, but fermented fruit, it's actually, this isn't cased, this is actually an uncased tobacco. Drinking a beer today because I've damn well earned it. I've had this in the fridge a couple of weeks here. This is a Boundary Road brewery, a local one here, and it's Coffee Oatmeal Stout. Sounds a bit unusual. Abracadabra. It sounds like abracadabra. I just wanted to give this a try, so oh wow, it really, well that's weird. Definitely a stout, but definitely got coffee coming through, and that Arabic's almost like a short black coffee. It's quite, definitely really quite strong. I'm not sure if I like it, if I want to have a coffee with my beer, but probably with certain tobaccos, that would be beautiful. You know, ones that you want a nice dark coffee with, that's a bit of both, best of both worlds. Oh, very good. Anyway, I'm smoking this McClellands blend today. I've had this one for quite a while. Probably seen it before. This is my old 7 Alley Deluxe. One I restored, a very beat up one when it came to me, but one of the earlier ones I did. Smokes quite well. I'm glad I held on to it because it feels really nice in hand. Before again, I've had this tobacco here drying out. I think I almost had an hour, and I have to say my one, at least my tin, quite wet. It needs minimum 30-minute dry out time. I would say more likely about an hour. Like I've done this one here is about an hour, and even then straight away I can tell this one's having trouble getting lit. Flavours straight away ranging from rich and tangy to subtle and sweet. Almost hints of brown sugar and spice coming from those Virginias. pipe cleaner in here. It's already... I slobbered over it a wee bit. This looks like it could do a bit of a clean. Yeah, as I said, this definitely on the wet side. Needs. I've actually re-smoked this a few times, but this needs some considerable dry time. Oh, and also that it was a flake. I rubbed it out, really rubbed it out well, and I tried to actually get it broken down as small as possible, just because it's going to burn better. And I've had this a few times, a few different bowls. This takes a lot of preparing, in my mind, a lot of prep work and patience. Or else you're going to be, if you don't, you're going to be relighting this for your entire smoke and probably end up with some head spins going on by the end of it. The nicotine level of this it's barely just going up onto the higher side, you know, just higher than medium, I'd say. I would say it sort of smokes a little bit on the thin side. It's not, you know, huge plumes of smoke, and overall it rewards the patient smoker, you know, to get the most out of it. And it's probably a bit of a sipper. I wouldn't be chugging away too much on it, even though that nicotine level's not through the roof or anything. It will kick you a bit. And I don't have to smoke this too long, as I've smoked a few bowls of this. As it rewards the patient smoker, it's perhaps, quite possibly, the best Virginia I've personally had to date. And the only reason this doesn't get full mark score would be just the amount of prep time that goes into it. So you see, you have to up to an hour dry time, and just be a little bit more patient with it. Rub it out really, really well. But you get it right, you find the right pipe for it and everything, and say patient, put a bit of sip in there. It's actually a beautiful, beautiful blend. I love this. I actually love it. McClellands Blackwoods Flake, personal reserve. If you haven't tried it, highly recommend this one here, and it gets a 4.5. As I say, if it wasn't for the fact that the amount of prep time that I go into it, I'd probably give it a 5. I really, really like that. And just it's already got a bit of age on it, and I don't know if you're like me, you know, I've only been going a couple of years now, but to have some Virginia with some age on it, I mean, it's a bit of a no-brainer, and that's a good way around that, perhaps. I mean, I've got some celery now, but I'm not going to get to benefit that for at least half a dozen years or whatever, so that's a bit of a shortcut to it, I think. But in that regard, you know, I recommend it. It's lovely. It's nice and smooth. Well, as I say, off topic, that's about the review on that. Just been very busy lately. Had actually finally got a bit of time off work through the Christmas, mainly occupation as a chef. We work all those times when you're not, so anyone that does do that out there, especially frontline chefs, much respect for. I don't know about that. Tell me what you think. You know, coffee and beer. Normally at the end of a night you might have a coffee after your beer, so it's not probably impossible, but it's interesting. I think they'd be better paired with an English Latakia myself, but as I say, I've been watching every time I open the fridge for the last couple of weeks. I've been looking at that. It's been eyeing me up, so I couldn't wait any longer. anyway, I won't keep you. It's already several minutes of your life you're not going to get back again. That's my review for this week. I apologise for it being a little bit later, but I'm sure none of you are hanging on the edge of your seats to see it. And I'll be back next week with another review. I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing next week, but we'll see you then. Till then, hang loose everyone, and see you later.